Okay, 10 minutes to go. Here's another quick 10-minute game review, and this one's quite interesting. I'm going to start at the end and then go back to the beginning, because as you can see the board here, white has got a large centre territory and black has got all four corners and territory on the edges, but in fact white won this game by over 30 points. And Simon, who's my student, said this regularly happens to him. He keeps ending up with a game where he's got territory around the edges, but his opponent has a large centre and he loses. And he wanted some help with that. And so I've been through this game record, and there's some interesting pointers to what's going on in the game. Most of all, I want to talk about how Go is a conversation, and that we make statements and we ask questions, both of ourselves and our opponent, in the course of that. So let's just jump right back to the start of this game. Simon, my student, is black, and he's playing another player who's white. They're both 17, 18Q, so they're pretty even matched. So we start as an even game. So here's the move. So Simon plays upper corner, 4-4. White plays upper left. Black plays a lower right, 3-4, and then white plays a 3-4. So black gets the first approach move. Black can play anywhere, and black plays this one. This is really quite unusual, because when we play the 3-4, what we're intending to play there is make a two-stone shimari, and that says that corner's mine, I've got those dozen or so, 15 or so points. So this is a bit small, it's a bit over-concentrated by Simon at the start. White comes in on that side, and black takes its base away and extends from the top, which I think is a very good solid move. So white makes a base a little bit wide. It is invadable by black at the R9 point, but white makes a solid base, so this is all as to be expected. Black extends on the left from the base, and now we can see why there's a slight problem with this stone here, which actually should be there, and that would be a much more solid position on that lower side. But so this becomes a little bit cramped now, so the corner's too cramped, and that's why that move in the corner was a problem. White approaches. I would expect here that black simply descends at K3 in this kind of move to block out the territory and stop white progressing, but black comes back. Black makes this back off move, and now we can see that what black's doing is constantly focusing on territory. It's fixating on the territory, and one of the things that I want us to gain from this video is an understanding that although we have to make territory and Go in order to win, what the game is at its core about is about attacking and defending weak groups and weak stones. So that's where that sits into this philosophy. So I think this move is very passive by black. Black could play certainly something like this, and now white's going to have to do something to defend this stone, because if white ignores, then black can just jump in on the other side of it and attack it using that two-stone wall. So black's moves here are very focused on defense. Black's gone down to the third line, and by third line we mean this line here, 1, 2 and 3. So we're on the third line, so we're only getting 2 points of stone. That's what's happening. So white attaches under that because there's an open space, black blocks, and white comes elsewhere. And black extends, which I think is great. I don't think there's much room, there's much space for white to come in on the lower side. So black extends, and then white makes a shape again and extends from the upper left corner. Black makes a wall, which is what I expected black to do on the lower side, and white then, seeing the black moyo developing in the upper right, dives in. Now, what does black do? Black comes on top. This is a case where I'd absolutely expect black to kick this stone. This is the attachment move here, because white would come out, black's already got a stone, and then black can start to attack these stones in some kind of grand scale, or come out like this, which is starting to attack the two stones on the left and the stones, the two stones on the right at R11 and R7, as well as the black stones above. So what black does is sit on top. White attaches to get to the corner, black hanis in the corner, white comes out, black ataris, white backs off, black pushes into the corner, white extends, and now white's trying to make enough space to make eyes, and this doesn't work. It's too small for white. White's attack all the way back here was into too difficult space to attack. So this is what happens, White attaches on the other side, black hanes, white draws back. So white is strengthening the group on the right hand side and making sure that white has got a base there and that can live in that area. And then black moves again. So I would have expected black at this just to sort this top out. Those white stones are now dead. It's all sorted. There's nothing else can happen up there, rather than going over here and creating effectively another weak group. So black comes in here. White attaches, which is a little bit wild and ambitious, but black makes a base on the fourth line, which is perfectly good. White constrains black base. Black comes down to block. White jumps in, so white really doesn't want black to have any territory in this game whatsoever, and black blocks on the outside. So we haven't started to see this development in the corners yet. So white comes inside, black blocks outside, white hanes to connect, black tries to take that away, white does connect, black makes a tiger mouth to protect, white makes a move to protect, and then black attaches in the corner to make some eyes in the corner. White runs, black, white. That's perfectly good by black. White Atari, black connect. And so black has got the corner. But this we're starting to see now, because black hanes, white connects, and black connects here. So these white stones now, these white stones are super vulnerable to attack. They've got a black wall on their left hand side and they've got another strong black position on the right. This is now an attack target. This is a perfect attack target for black. But white understands that, pushes out. Black should just break that stone apart, and black attacks the base. I think I'd have liked to have seen black just push out here, and if white blocks, then black can block once here, white, and then black here, and then black can attack the whole group, and the whole group's going to die. So black attaches, white attaches, black makes sure that these stones are going to die, white sees an opportunity to fight, black Ataris that way, white forces the Atari once, black connects, white comes out here. I think this is a missed opportunity by white, because obviously there's the double Atari here, so white missed that double Atari, which would be very bad for black. So black's move, black gets away with it, white now Ataris, but black connects, it's too late. White hanes, black takes, white tries to get out, and again this is a mistake by white, because white could indeed get out by this, black, white, black, white, no, because black could connect there, so that doesn't work. So white's got to do the move it did in the game, is push slowly, black blocks, white pushes up, but that doesn't help, that's a false eye, and black comes out. So that white group on the upper side now, the LMNOP 1817, is dead. It's a dead group. That makes no difference. Black takes the two stones, white tries to jump out, black comes out, and these moves follow. But notice now how white is starting to build a center position, and black's comfortable with the outside. Black plays here, white, and then black pushes on this side. There is actually, this cut works perfectly well for black, because if black plays here, white can't push in this direction, because black will take the two stones like that, and if white pushes in this direction, black gains 3 liberties. If white plays here, black takes the 2 stones again, so that doesn't work. If white pushes one more time, that can't work for the same reason. Black just cuts back and takes the 2 stones. So at this point, white's only chance is this, but then black plays here, and black's got 4 liberties and white has got 3, so everything is going to die there. So that was a little bit of a misread by black. So black plays here, and again this is a little bit slow. If we want to attack these kind of stones, let's just take their eyes away. Let's bang in the middle or somewhere like here. Okay, so black here, white here. Is there anything bad here that black needs to defend against? Not really. Can white cut there? Not really, so that's a bit of a slack move by Simon. White comes out. And notice how white is building outside of black. Black again plays another slack move because it protects a cut. But let's just look at that cut. If white plays here, white simply ataris, black simply ataris, and there is no cut there at all. So black's feeling a little bit fearful and has played 2 moves on the inside now. So white gets another move on the outside, and we can see how that centre is starting to build. Again, this move, does this move do anything to white compared to a move like here, or potentially taking this corner, or attacking this weak white group here, all of which were possible, and black's move in the game, this one does none of that. In fact, white, it enables white to build that wall even stronger. And so now all the white stones on the right hand side are secure. So black pushes out, and I think pushing out is the right thing to do. It's just a little bit slow because white's going to cap it, and again white's building that wall. If black wants to come out here, make a big jump, come out here and start to invade and disrupt that center. What's the worst that white can do? White can do something like this, but then here, if white goes up, then black, I don't think black, this is a good fight for black, because black's got the edges on the side and white's stones are floating. That's the kind of thing I'd expect to see. So this enables white. Black protects here. Does that need protecting? I think it doesn't really. If black wants a direction, keep here. So black stones are then outward looking. They're looking out towards the center. This move enables white to continue to build that center, as you can see very clearly here. So black comes round, and I would expect white to, again, I would have thought white would have simply blocked here, but white's focusing now very much on that center, and so he's pushing black down low, and here we see that build. Black Atari's on the outside, sorry, on the inside here, whereas I think the move is something like this, keeping strength towards the outside to disrupt that stone. So white counter Ataris, black descends, white Ataris again, black takes. You know, this was a crazy move by white, because black should have actually just run away like this. And if white plays here, black turns, white runs, and then black's got a live runner running into the group. If white descends here, black descends here, and there's no problem. White's only got 1 liberty, and so white's an Atari, and black's group is running out to the center. So just being careful about the direction of Atari here. The direction after this didn't work for white, but black didn't need to take that stone. Can we see that now? Black should have simply pushed out and kept moving, because the white stone was dead. It's a matter of counting liberties. This white stone here has only got 1 liberty, whereas the black stones around have all got 3 or more. Okay, so white took, so again we can see how white sealed black into the center, and white, we have to ask, black has to ask himself, is the stone at k4 doing any useful work, or would a better move for black at that point, rather than connecting, simply have been this kind of move to cut? If white takes this, then black Atari's here, and black's still moving outside rather than crawling along the inside edge. So white connects, and white makes a beautiful double tiger mouth, and again seals the center. So we can really see now how this whole area is emerging as white territory, and black's only inroads here. There's a space for black to penetrate here, but there's not much else that black can do. That's black's only entry point now into that center territory. So black invades the corner, and that's fine, but the problem with the corner invasion, as we know, is that when you invade the corner you get sealed in and your opponent gets the outside, which is indeed, as we see, what happens. So black gets some points in the corner, white gets the outside, which plays perfectly into white's strategy, and then white caps the only invasion point that black has got left. It caps the invasion point there at e9. So black continues with its inside strategy on the corner. It's not trying to break out. There were breakout points here, because black could push, for example, instead of the move it played in the corner, black could push once here, white blocks, another time here, white blocks, here, white blocks, Atari here, and then black's out into the centre. White wasn't strong enough to contain black, and then black can lay waste to all of this area and win the game. But in this case, white blocked the corner and black haned, white blocked, black protected, white came down, black fixed, and white's sealed in. White has now got control of the centre of the board, and it's a big board. So white's now just going to go around and finish that sealing. Here it comes. White knows it's won the game. It's just endgaming now, making sure that centre's absolutely solid and secure. This kind of move, Simon, is a little bit slow when you're in this position. Just monkey jump all the way in. We've covered the monkey jump in class, and that just takes away all of white's eye shape. In the event, it made no difference because white did some moves in the upper left corner. So this is just a bit slow and ploddy. White tries this invasion, which is hopeless, so black descends. Black didn't need to answer at all, because if white had pushed in, then black would simply take at c14, but black answered, so white played again, and then black goes back to killing this group, but using a lot of stones to do it. And remember, each time we place a stone inside our own territory, we're deducting a point from our own score. So white played here, and black played here, white played here. This is hopeless by white. White can at best make an eye here, but and now black takes. It could almost be a seki, so now white has to black has to take that corner, but black's got two eyes now after this move. Again, after white descends here, this is a perfectly good move. If white plays here, black plays here, and then white's got to come back and protect, because if white doesn't protect, then black can cut there and cause some real damage. So these kind of moves, just think before you play. You've just deducted another point from your score by taking those stones off the board. I know sometimes it feels good, but it's not essential. White descends. Black does not need to descend there, but black does descend. White blocks here, black hanes, white blocks. Black should simply not fill and cut. This is a classic endgame mistake. So the black move here is Atari, and white takes, and black comes down, and white connects, and black kills. This is, if your opponent does this to you, black backed off and white connected and everything's good. Let's look at that sequence again. If your opponent does this, you play Atari. White can't play here because black will kill. You play Atari. If white takes, you take Atari. You come down Atari, and there's the kill again. That's the sequence. So this is just a poor end game sequence by black, although it ends in sente. Black pushes here, but again, this is just too little too late. There's no way into that center. These are now just the end game moves. The players are finishing off, and that's the end of the game. They pass, and the final score was 33.5 to white, and that was the end game score. And what we can see looking at that board is black has got all of the inside, but white has got this huge center. But we saw that developing, as we see from this game review, from almost the start of the mid game. That's what happened. Black's moves were all placed inside, and black constantly missed the opportunities to break into that center while still controlling and while still holding on to those corner territories. So that's it for now. This is about how those games develop, and it's actually looking a little bit earlier in the game about where our opponent is making territory and making sure that we've got the opportunity and the right position to disrupt it. Okay, I'm going to finish there. Thanks for listening. See you all guys soon. Bye for now.